Hello.
Hello.
Artha, good
Hi,
evening.
students. Yeah, good evening.
You're able to see my screen.
Yeah.
These are the topics which I discussed during our last class. Do you have a
Yes.
doubt on any of the topic?
No. Everything is okay.
Okay. Yesterday we were just discussing about just performing summing of the numbers, right? I'll
Yes.
first show that example, then we'll proceed with the remaining topic discussion.
Okay.
First 10 and 20. So when you perform 10 and 20, so if you're not getting the sum rate, it's just concatenating.
Yeah.
Those were strings, so that will strings, like in between strings if you use a plus symbol, so it is like a concatenation. So we need to convert these strings into a numeric format, then only you'll be able to see the expected result as per your summing or any kind of operation.
Okay.
To convert any string value to an int, we have a method called direct method, integer dot parseInt. It's a, this going to take string, okay?
Integer parseInt.
Integer dot parseInt. So what you're saying? Integer is a class, inside that parseInt is a method. As a collector, we have to use that. For this, we need to pass a string. This is going to give us a integer value, int.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll say int I equal to, what is my first value? Here just 0, right?
Okay.
The same way. Yeah, just 1. These are the two values, right, which I'm having.
Okay. We are converting the string values into integer, right?
Yes. So if you are not converting, if you try to perform sum, it will concatenate.
Yeah. It won't.
We would like to perform some arithmetic operation on
Okay.
that. So it requires a conversion before that. We just
Okay.
converted that. First, I'll print these things. Now, if you print I plus a, this time you'll be able to see the result as expected.
Okay.
I'll just print some input of it. Go to run configuration. Where is it? 10 and 20. So run. So earlier it was 10, 20. Now it is 10 plus 20.
Okay.
Right?
30.
Yes.
Yeah. The arithmetic operation got done.
What are the value passed? Simply just performs arithmetic operation on those values.
Okay.
120 and 200. So first one, it just concatenates what are the values, just use a plus symbol. So the next one, it converts. So why? Because it was in the string format. So string format directly we cannot perform arithmetic operation. If you perform arithmetic operation, that internally it behaves as a concatenation as per the string.
Okay.
So definitely it
Okay.
has to be converted into some form which is works for you. So obviously,
Okay.
so integer will work for you, right? So we are
Okay.
converting the so integer value. We are connecting integer dot pass integer method, which is going to take a string as a parameter, and that will convert that string value into a numeric format.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
This is how the value is going to be converted. And by
Uh,
chance, if this is not able to convert, you are going to get an exception called number format exception. You might have heard the word exception, right?
yeah. I heard the word exception.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are like we are going to handle those exceptions when we actually learning exceptions. Right now, I'll show you the negative case as well.
Okay.
Just to show you that, like always, you need to see the negative cases. So you are passing A, 10. So A is a first value, and second one is a 10.
It,
So when it
mm,
converts A is not a numeric, right? A is an
yes.
alphabetic. So
Mm.
when it tries to convert, you are going to get at the first parameter location. That means at the line number 17 you should get. There is it? Yeah. Line number 17. We should get an error. What is the issue? Number format exception. When it
Okay.
comes to A. Okay. So
Okay.
whenever you pass any string to a in this method, it expect you to pass a numeric value. It can be in string. Then
Okay.
you are able to convert. If the
Okay.
value cannot be compatible, then it cannot even convert, right? You are trying to
Yes.
convert into numeric. So then give us a string value which is in the numeric format. If you are giving some alphabets, obviously it cannot fulfill your requirement. It gives a failure case. That's where the error is.
Okay.
These are the things which we are going to handle when we are working with exception handling that we'll see down the line. Okay.
Okay.
Right now,
Okay.
so we have seen both positive and negative cases, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll move to further. Access specifiers. So we have in Java, like we have four access specifiers are available: public, private, protected. These are the three by naming. If you're not using any of these three, then it will be classified as default. Okay.
Mm.
There is no name called default as part of access specifiers. If you're not mentioning any of those three below, so then it is
Okay.
classified as default, which is
Oh,
called
okay.
code type. Got it?
Okay.
Actually, by naming, these are the three types. If you're not using those three types, so the default one is the default.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just draw a small table form which indicates that where are so access specifiers indicates that so any variable or any method where we can access and how far we can access it. That's where
Yeah.
like these four are going to describe. Suppose you have declared a variable. So we know that it's for some purpose, but so that variable can be extended up to certain extent.
Okay.
Where who all can access it? What are the phases like where we can access that variable or a method? Those are the things like which can be decided by this access specifiers. Okay, I'll just
Yeah.
small table of form which indicating that each variable or a method where we can access it. Okay, with some additional information about it, and it can also be used as a reference. Public. This is the complete table of form. Okay. Coming to
Okay.
bottom. If you declare any variable as a private, so the name itself is a private, right? It's just purely local. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
These type of variables can only be accessible only in that particular class.
Okay.
So apart from that, it cannot access any other location. Any other location means some of the areas are same package. Means suppose that you have declared a private variable in this one. Suppose,
Okay.
and this class is of which package? Day04, right?
Oh, day 04. Yes.
Yeah, we have one more class called conversion, right? Which is
Yes.
also from day04.
Yes.
So if you try to access in the conversion, you can't even access it. Because
Okay. We can't even access in another class of the same package.
yes, exactly. So when I say same package,
Okay.
anything which is there in that package, if you try to access from there, this private variable which is there in some other class, you can't even access.
Okay.
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 And the next one, other packages means other folders. Means you are in day0 folder. If you try to access from any other folder, day0, 3, 2, or 1,
Okay.
so by creating subclass, so right, subclass, parent and child relationship.
Oh yeah.
Still we are to discuss about that right now. Look, by creating subclass also not possible, or by directory also not possible. So
Okay.
private is just a simple terms that except that class, it's nowhere, like wherever you ask, it can't even possible at all.
Okay.
Okay. So private variable it's accessible on the same class. It cannot accessible in the same package from some other class. Or
Oh.
if it is not able to access in the same package, there is no option of thinking from some other package, right?
Okay.
That's what we are both are access.
Okay. But subclass means you said just parent and child. I means in inheritance we do use that parent and child, right?
Yes, inheritance. When I say subclass, it's an inheritance.
Okay. It's inheritance. Okay.
Yeah, in inheritance, and if you are doing that inheritance, if it is with some other package.
Okay.
Okay.
Inheritance with some other package. Okay.
Yeah. So these two columns are like some other package, other packages.
Okay. Got it.
Got it,
Hmm.
right? That
Hmm.
means first restriction, just observe here. If you are not able to access from the same folder, there is no option of thinking to access from some other folder.
Okay.
You
Oh
are,
yeah.
you are part of the same house. If you're not able to access to other room, obviously there is no part of like thinking about the next house who is which is adjacent to you, right?
Oh yes.
That's where the private is completely purely local, and it is accessible only in the particular class which you have declared.
Okay.
And the next one will just move further now. The
Mm.
default one.
Mm.
Default is having bit higher visibility than the private.
Okay.
Can be accessible in the same class, and it can be accessible in the same package. Means
Okay.
from any other class with that same package, you can access these default values.
Okay.
Right? But some other folder you can't even access it. Observe the so default is bit more than the private, right? Right.
Okay. Okay.
As usual, and additional, it can accessible in the same package. That's the advantage,
Okay.
additional advantage that you are getting here now.
Okay.
And it cannot accessible in other folders, either in the direct way or in the subclassing or anything. When you ask from some other folder, there is no possibility at all.
Okay.
And the next one, protected. This is much visible than the prior to. Same class,
Okay.
you can
This
access.
is similar to private, right?
No, this is not private.
Up. Okay. This is similar to public. Okay.
Not
Protected.
not exactly similar. It has difference. See the last one.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where like given this table. So at any point of time we can refer to this table toward the conclusion.
Okay.
Protected can access. So that's we are coming from bottom to top. So from
Okay.
lower to top we are just seeing the accessibility. protect.
Okay.
It's accessible in the same class. It's accessible in the same package. And
Okay.
one more additional is it is accessible in other packages if you are using an inheritance.
Okay.
Okay. And if you are trying
Okay.
to access directly from some other packages, it's still going to restrict it.
Okay. Okay.
And if you declare a variable as private, sorry, public,
Public.
it
Okay.
everywhere access it.
Okay. Okay. We can access from
Everywhere.
any place. Okay. Okay.
In class A package, subclass, subpackage, every other package, anything. If you're saying public, so it's a global. Everywhere you should be able to access that variable.
Okay.
Clear the table of form? Now I'll show with an example, each and everything. And any confusion so that I can re-explain.
No, no, no. Everything is okay. So I have a small confusion for subclass, but once if we go into the examples, I think it will be clear for me. I mean, not. I have a little bit confusion of that subclass.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. But if we have an example, by that I can have a clear idea.
Sure, sure, sure. If you observe, class A is having a private variable and private method.
Okay.
So as per this table of form, private can accessible only in the same class, right? If you try to
Okay.
access from some other class, it cannot work.
Okay.
So if you suppose, so if the private variable, I'm just accessing the same where there was no issue. But if I try to access that from some other class, this is some other class, right? So for our convenience, both are coding in the same file. But ideally, this is one
Yes.
class and this is one class, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That part, no confusion, right?
Yeah.
Obj dot. Are we getting data? No. So when you say obj dot, I
Uh,
can't access data and I can't access say hello. Observe,
okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
those are private and those are purely local. Within this, like suppose if I have one more private void I, within that he can call anything. So he can talk to this guy, he can talk to this guy, he can do whatever. Within that he can do everything, right? But if you ask
So,
from some other class, you do not have access to it.
so I cannot access say hello method in the class. I mean, private test class.
Not only say hello in this variable also. See,
Oh, oh,
anything that you
everything
declared as a variable.
variable. Okay.
But if you observe the class A, this is a variable which I'm able to access in that class, right?
Oh yes.
And this
Yes.
is say hello method which I'm able to class in some other method which is inside that same class. So
Okay.
within that
Yes.
you can do whatever you want, but beyond that you have a limitation.
Yeah. Got it.
When I ask object dot something, I can't access it. That's where the
Okay.
restriction. When you try to access it, so because we are in Eclipse, we are getting on the fly. Otherwise, you'll get
Mm.
compile time error if you try to access this data and method, any of these methods.
Okay.
So this is the private variable access visibility comes into picture. So apart from that, it can't even access anywhere.
Okay.
Clear the private accessibility.
Yeah. Private is clear.
Okay. just copying same program. So as per the table of form, when you declare a default variable, it should be accessible same class and the same package. After that, it cannot access it.
Okay.
So how do you declare the default variable? If you're not using any of these things in front of your variable or a method, then it is called as default.
Okay.
So I said right. So if you're not using any of these three things in front of your variables or a method, then it will be
Okay.
classified as default.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So right now we are dealing with that.
Okay.
So this is called default variable and this is called default method. As per the table of form, what we said, if it is a default method, so object dot
We
data.
can access object.data. Okay.
I can say object dot, right?
Say hello. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So the same class anyway we can access it. That's what we are doing here. Data we're accessing here, and now we have extended behavior to same package, right? This is
Yeah.
one class and this one class. Both are sitting in the
Yes.
package day05, right?
Yes.
So, but when you run it, you should be able to see that the values are expected, right? 100 and do something, right?
Okay.
So you could see the output. So we're not focusing on the output, but mainly focusing on the accessible perspective. Whether you're
Okay.
able to access a field or a method, right?
Okay. Got it.
You are clear up to that, right? Now
Yes. Yes.
we'll just refer to the subclass way.
Okay.
Subclass can be tested in the other package, right?
Mm.
So for that you need to split these classes, otherwise you cannot. So I'll be saving this in a separate Java class.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, from some other class means you need to then you need to recollect the day one class. I'll once again run the default test to show you that everything is as of now same, right?
Oh, okay.
Why? Because I have moved to some other class, because you need to create a subclass, right? If you want to
Okay.
create a subclass, you need to have access to this class in some other package.
Okay.
If you want to have that, your class should be public.
Okay.
So in the
But
previous case, your class is not public, right? You cannot have two public classes in the same physical Java file.
okay. Default test. Okay.
Now you got it? Why I have moved to separate Java class?
So we have default test. One of the class in.
Actually,
Okay.
same thing it was here. Now I have
Yes. Yes.
separate file, nothing else I did. The reason
Okay.
which I have moved is, if you want to create a subclass from this one, so you need to
Okay.
have access to this class in some other folder.
Okay.
So by
Okay.
default, it will not have access if you have the class here, because here you can have public keyword only to one class, right?
Okay.
So I just
So.
made some other class and I just made a public. If I made my class as public, then only I can try accessing some other class. Then only
Okay.
I can explore from this perspective.
Okay.
Got it? Or any confusion?
Oh, got it.
Okay. Now let's say we are in day for some other package. So we would like to test the class B. We have what we said here. in the default variables right now.
Yes.
In this class, observe
Okay.
when I say data, immediately the field data is not visible because data is having up to certain limitation because it was declared as a so and so.
Okay.
Now you're clear with this scenario. What we did
Yeah.
is B is default that we have seen up to here, right? Same class and
Yeah.
same package. To
Yeah.
access this one,
Up to your,
we have moved so B into a separate Java file so that then only I can extend this Java class from some other package.
okay.
Okay, I extended. I created B test in day04 status folder and I have
Okay.
extended successfully. After
Okay.
extend, usually when you extend it, you will get all the so you know right what is like inheritance. When you extend, when you inherit, when you do inheritance, you should be able to access everything from your parent.
Okay.
That's what the
So,
inheritance is.
okay. Okay. Okay.
But here, B is having variabilized data. When you inherit it from him, still you cannot access it. The reason is it's having a default access.
Okay. Default access. So that's why we can't access that
Yes.
in another. Okay.
Another
Another
package,
class.
another
Okay.
package.
Another package.
So another class we
Okay.
have already seen that works. Another package doesn't work out.
Yeah. Another package. I got it. This. I think another package and subclass are same. I think.
It's two different things. And
Okay.
in another so subclass you can do in the same class or same package, right?
Okay.
So in another package, by using a subclass we are doing now.
Okay. In another package by using subclass. Okay.
Okay, that means we are extending it. Instead of
Okay.
extending it, another way what you can do, you can try be you're not able to access it, right? Got it?
So you're creating B class object here in B test.
This is called direct way.
Okay.
Just not, I'm referring to these two things. I just showed you these two.
Okay,
From
you're
another
trying to
package,
access.
from another package. First, I just created a subclass by
Okay.
extending a B. So we are able
Okay.
we are successfully able to extend a B class. But when I
Oh yes.
data from B dot data, I was not able to access it. It's
Okay.
failure case. Whatever X I have given here, it was showing the reflecting the same. So
Okay.
when I say direct way means just creating instance of the class in your another package and start accessing the variables.
Okay.
That's what I did here. So when I say b dot data, I can't even access it.
Okay. 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 Got it.
Clear it, right? Yeah. Hope these two rows are completely clear.
Okay.
There any confusion?
No, it's
Okay.
clear.
Now we'll go to the next one. Different, I'll copy it. Next one, protected. That's a protected. So protected need to have. I want to create a C. Okay. So you have a class which is having one variable and couple of methods inside it, and those are declared as a protected. Okay. Now you have
Okay.
protected test class. You are going to create an object for C. This is the first level. Go to protected. Go to C. This is your same class, right?
Okay.
Declare variable as same class. Means
Okay.
it's a protected variable data, and that
Okay.
data I'm able to access in the same protected in the same class,
Okay.
right? The first one is true, and if you try to access from another package, so same package from some other class, means this is different class. Inside this,
Okay.
when I say object.data, it's a protected variable, right? Object dot say hello. These are the two different things which are declared as protected. And you try to access
Okay.
it, you're able to access it, right?
Okay.
I could see that these two are different. The next level, this is the case where it was failing in the default case. Now,
Yeah, but we gave the access modifier as public, right?
where I have given public,
Yeah, public class protect. Okay. Just in protected and protected test.
yes, this is a protected here.
Oh, no, not in C dot. Okay. Just now I saw something public static.
Okay,
Okay.
these are the two files.
These are the two. Yeah,
Right
in
now,
protected test. Yeah, this one I saw just. Okay. 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 Just now we saw that in C dot Java. Okay. In C dot Java. Okay. Okay. Just I
this
got confused.
public is like just to make this class visible from some other class. Right?
Okay. We are, got it. We are declaring the variables and methods as access. Okay.
So this can also be in the basic intention is if you're not using this like public, so you cannot access this class from other package. Then you cannot test
Okay.
the scenario. That's
Okay.
why we
Okay.
are making classes public. Means we are
Okay.
giving a main door key. Then we are locking internal rooms.
Okay.
Now we'll go to the other one. BT test, right? So I'll copy it to C test. And the third one, we said like subclass, right?
Yes.
So what else? Extends the
C. C.
not this the director that we'll see later. Here, did you got any error? No, right?
We didn't got any error. Yeah, we can access.
Access it because like now we have the visibility.
Okay.
Earlier, when you are doing the default one, you cannot do anything here. But now
Yeah.
you're able to access it. If it was
Okay.
not giving any error, means obviously it will give you the value, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you try with the direct way, when I say direct way, as usual, so COBJ equal to mu C OBJ dot data. You can't even see the right data. Can't even see
Okay.
data variable.
Okay.
But the
We
difference,
can't even.
that means fourth one we are not able to access it. So now you are clear. The direct way means and the subclass means.
Yes, I got it.
When you say subclass, it's like you are establishing a relation as inheritance, parent and child. When it's a direct
Okay.
way, just creating that particular class instance in your respective class.
Oh, creating particular instance. Okay.
Yes, that's what we are doing here.
Yeah.
That's
Right
the
now we are doing.
difference. Yes,
We're creating the instance of other class.
exactly.
Okay.
Now, if we go to the public one, obviously it access everywhere. Just to test the example, a public test, what we'll do, we'll just create a D. So as part of the first one, any variable are declared inside the same class is accessible, right?
Yes.
So in my D class, I'm able to access a public variable in this one. Obviously, I'm able to access it. So I'm
Oh,
not
yes.
going to bottom to top. Definitely, we should
Okay.
think about definitely it will access. And when you go to second class, when I created an instance for my D, I'm able to access data and I'm able to access method.
Okay.
Right? That means
Okay.
the same class package, some other class, I'm able to access it.
Okay.
Right? Now we go to the another package and create D test. In D test, reference D. We got any error? No, right?
Huh.
So that
No.
means when I do it in subclassing, I'm able to access directly. I'm able to access
Okay.
data, I'm able to access the method. There are
Okay.
no issues. And the next one, direct way in another class. When I say direct way, I'm not going
Create
to
the
extend a
instance.
relation. I'll simply say D will be equal to
New D.
exactly. Let's say
D.
dot.
Obj dot data.
We got any error? No, right?
No error.
So earlier in the protected case, we were facing issue with this one.
Yes. Yes. In protected. Yes.
Now just recap with this table. Any confusion, just have a look at it. So sometimes like when you are learning for the first time, sometimes it makes confusion. But once you are actually clear with your examples and understanding, then it clears everything.
Yeah. It's clear.
Or like mostly people used to confuse with the protected. But if like my suggestion is just to remember this table,
Okay.
then you can recollect like whatever you have based on your practice.
Okay.
Then we'll move to the control statements. Control statements, we have many control statements in Java, similar to other programming languages. The name itself is stating that we would like to control the actual flow. So when we are writing a program, generally it executes in a sequential order, means top to bottom. If you wrote like 10 lines of code, if you develop, all those 10 lines will be executed. But there are certain cases that I do not want all those 10 lines to be executed. I would like to take a decision that so maybe for some reason if the so and so condition is satisfied, do something. Otherwise, so and so condition is failed, do something. Maybe
Okay.
otherwise I might repeat. I would like to repeat the same statement again and again. So there are certain cases that if you want to control the flow of your execution based on your requirement. So these are the various kind of control statements that you need to use to control the flow. Okay. We'll
Okay.
look an individual one. First one, if syntax. When I say syntax, the usage of that if how we can use in Java.
Okay.
If conditions. This is one format. Another one. That's one format. So I given you three formats. This is one format.
Okay.
This is one format, and this is one format.
Got it.
You can use if in any of these cases. Like it depends on one requirement. So in this case, if you use this format, what we are saying, if there are certain conditions that you are going to write, if those
Okay.
conditions are satisfied, then we would like to execute some logic.
Okay, then it executes the piece of code. Okay.
Exactly. In this case, we are not talking in terms of like if those conditions are not satisfied, what needs to be done. We're not talking about anything about the
Okay,
filtration.
okay.
So
Okay.
just start. If this has happened, do something. If this has not happened, we are not saying anything.
Okay.
Right? This is the first scenario. And the next
Okay.
scenario, here we are talking about both the sides of the coin. If something,
Okay.
if it is success, do something. If any
Okay.
of this is failed, do this one.
Okay.
So we are
Okay.
telling like both the possibilities, like success, do this, and failure, do this.
Oh, oh.
Okay. So
Okay.
we have to pick the correct one based on your requirement.
Okay.
Suppose if I ask you to write a like to check whether the number is even or odd.
Okay. Then
But
we need to use if else.
if else part definitely, because first
Yes.
you might write some condition to check the equality. If it is
Yeah.
you print even. If it is odd, definitely we are going to print odd, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. I know this if condition. I means I'm aware of this syntax.
okay, cool. So then you're aware of this as well, right? So
Yeah, I'm
if
aware
you're
of that
having,
also.
if you're having multiple conditions and too many conditions, so like either of like if this is failed, go for this, and if this is failed, go for this. Like that, you can have n number of conditions. That's why I just given the dotted. You can have n
Uh,
number of combinations, and if none of the things are satisfied, you can go for the default else. Okay,
okay.
this is how the flow. So anyway, you're aware, right? So I'll just directly
Yes.
jump into the example
Yeah.
usage. Either you can code with the command line arguments, so means, but I'm fixing the value directly. Okay,
Okay.
so when I say integrate, what you can do run conference, and you can do integer dot pass into here, you can do all those things. So I know like how it works, so I'm directly going into the actual area, like to test if condition.
Okay.
So here the first scenario. So there is a variable which is having some value with me, and if it is checking with the less than 100, if this satisfies, it prints. If it
Okay.
if it doesn't satisfy, it's not going to print anything.
Okay.
Straightforward case.
Okay. Okay.
More than 1,000. It's not going to print anything because the scenario of the code which you coded is to
It's
handle
wrong.
only one scenario.
Okay.
Now we'll extend the same code to the second variant of the if. Suppose this is if condition. This is a value, right? So in Java,
Okay.
to check whether number is even or odd, now we have to use a percentage symbol to know the module operator. Okay, if you are from mathematical background, we need to calculate the modulation. Okay, right?
Okay.
If you divide by number by 2, the
Okay.
remainder is 0, then we call it as an even number, right?
Or if the remainder is zero, we call yes.
So in the same thing, so in Java we have a I'm just giving spaces. This is a percentage. So a is a variable name. Percentage 2 I'm doing means
Okay.
percentage 2 is going to give me the remainder. When I do a divided by 2, it's going to give me the divisional part. If I use a percentage symbol, it's going to give us the remainder part.
Remainder part. Okay.
But if you want to work with a check whether the even number or odd, definitely you need to have the remainder part in your control, right?
Yes.
So that's what, like if the remainder is 0, we can simply classify it as
Even.
even number. Else, only the other side is like it's an odd
Odd.
number. Odd number, right? So it depends on the value that you are inputting. simply just dynamically divides that number, it evaluates the remainder accordingly,
Okay.
checks for that.
Okay.
In the same way, third one is also clear, right? Anyway, uses. Do you want me to show this scenario?
No. I think we can. It's no need of that one.
Okay, based on your comfort, like, and then the next one, yeah, switch. Switch case is like syntax also. If you are aware of any of one programming language, more or less everything will be the same. Syntax is
Okay.
very various.
Okay.
This is the default switch syntax, and the unit is the switch keyword. So the brackets, either you can use the expression that evaluates to value, or you can use the variable name. Okay. So
Okay.
whatever the value which is getting passing here, it checks with this. It's somewhat you can compare with the if and else part, if and else
Okay.
part, but not 100%. Little bit comparable with this guy.
Okay.
If this one, it checks with this one. If it satisfies this condition, it will execute this one. If it fails,
Okay.
then it comes to this check, and it satisfies, it will execute. Like that, it checks
Okay.
for each and every option, it will execute the logic, and if none of the things were satisfied, it's going to call the default one.
Okay.
So in the same here also, right? If it checks, if it satisfies, execute this one. Fails, it comes here. The same way it continues until it will come to the else part. The same way it executes. But there is a difference here. So there is a keyword break which I mentioned. Break
Okay.
keyword is important in almost all the cases. Like, okay,
To exit from that statement, we need to write break.
exactly. So it depends on the requirement once again. So if you're not giving a break, suppose assume that it has satisfied the first condition. It
Okay.
has entered inside a block. So if you give a break, immediately controls comes out of the switch. If you're not
Okay.
giving a break, what happens? It will execute the flow continuously without checking for the left side conditions.
Okay.
But
Okay. Got it. Got it.
until it finds a break, it continues the flow until. So, so here the requirement based. If you have a multiple cases with same functionality, then what you are going to do? You are going to write the logic at one place and break you are going to write at the only second one. So
Okay.
the both will be common.
Okay.
If you feel that if you have the logic is dedicated for each and every case, then definitely you need to use a break. So
Okay.
as advantage and disadvantage, it depends on the usage.
Okay.
Understood?
Got it.
We are going to check whether the given character is old or not. Okay.
Okay.
You know, right? A, I, O are the valid vowels.
Okay.
So possible values are A, E, I, O, U. These are the valid vowels in English. Okay, whenever we
Yes.
learn something in grammar.
Yes.
So we are checking here if it is A, we are printing A as vowel like that. E, I, O, U. What are the value? I'm checking. For example,
Okay.
if I'm entering A, it evaluates this logic. If I'm entering
Okay.
I, it evaluates the corresponding logic, right?
Okay.
So whatever, suppose if I enter some invalid value, it should give me an invalid vowel, right?
Yeah.
Up to this flow, it's correct, right?
Okay.
Suppose now, if you forget break statement somewhere here, by mistake, if you forget what happens.
Yes.
So
It
I,
gets.
right? I stop in many areas. So if we give I satisfied. After that, there was no break. So it doesn't
So
care about the
O
left side part.
U. Yeah. O U and invalid oval. It executed everything.
So until it finds a break, or else until it finds end.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's what
Got it.
it does. So it's purely a case,
Understood.
purely case to
Yes.
case based. So this is by mistake I removed, and obviously, and the execution logic is also by failed, right?
Yes.
So now the valid case is suppose one second. Small a is oval, right?
Hmm.
Ideally, if I give capital A from learning curve, it's also valid oval. There is no small a is oval or capital A is not oval, right? Capital A is also oval.
Okay.
But ideally, here the logic is checked only for the small a. Got it?
Oh, got it.
We are passing capital A, so there is no condition here. What we can do here, simple. So that means if you pass small a or if you pass capital A, this is the logic which is going to execute now. Observe. A is oval now.
Okay.
Understood? So now
Understood.
break I am applying for both the statements. These are two conditions for which I am applying the same break now. Like that, you can
Oh.
use for case statement for E, I, O, U, the capital letters as well.
Okay. A is oval. Okay.
E is okay. Now, if it's small letter or the capital letter, now we are validating now. Now, if you try with the capital E, not validating. So, code you have to modify. Otherwise, it gives you invalid oval. So, here I have to say same way like this.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Any doubts? The topics like whatever we are doing today, especially the access specifiers.
Yes. No. 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 No doubt.
Okay. Okay, Hartha, I think we are good for today, and we'll
Yeah.
continue tomorrow with the remaining topics.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you and bye.
Srinivas, did you talk to Rohan?
Yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I spoke to
Yeah,
them.
that's okay.
Yeah, I spoke to them. Like they said, like generally, like whatever we show with the demo, right? So every day, like when we do some project, like when we do some example, definitely we'll create a project and we'll see the flow, right?
Yes.
They wanted me to show the same flow to show you the how the project flow execution. That anyway, I can show that execution.
Well, the project flow execution means I mean the project which I need to do in the work location, right?
Well, generally, whatever you are doing day to day, it's going to be the same code, same kind of code you are going to do at the work location, right? But only
Okay.
thing,
No. Okay. Just I had a doubt that I thought that he said that like project execution means I thought that the main project and the workplace which we are going to do that you guys are going to show me. I thought like that.
maybe that once again you can check with them. So whatever the information which I had is like they wanted me to show the flow, like how the project like generally generally. So those kind of things generally when you are working with advanced Java, so every day like, we'll
Okay.
be doing some project and every day we'll be doing some flow. That itself it covers everything. But if you have any specific thing to discuss, definitely I would suggest to just speak with them so that it will be cleared at the early stage.
Okay, they want you to show just how the project is going to execute in real time. For example, you're
Not
showing
in
not
real
the
time.
real project. Okay.
No, real time projects anyway we cannot show, right? So we do
Yeah,
not have a.
not that. No, no, no. I'm not talking about that. Not that. The way how we need to run the projects.
Yes, exactly. So they want, so those and frankly speaking, those part will be covered automatically as part of the learning curve. So when we learn the
Yes.
topics,
Eh,
every day
Okay.
we'll create a project and we'll deploy it to server and so when we start with the server programming, we'll create a
Yeah.
project and we'll deploy it to server and we'll run from browser. That itself covers the flow.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Actually, real-time projects is very difficult to show here also, right?
Yeah, real-time projects is difficult. We can't even show that because office environment we can't even open. Like otherwise, if it is a really case, probably we can show, but office environment we can't open, right? Due to
Yeah,
security.
yeah.
So only thing, so whatever we
That's why I
usually,
asked you regarding that one.
yeah,
So I need to talk to Rohan.
yeah.
Okay.
Please discuss with them. But from my end, so from technical perspective, so I can show with the integration with the server and everything. I can show, but everything is in the same project, like whatever we usually day-to-day
Okay.
activities as part of learning curve.
Okay. Okay. Okay then.
Okay,
Mm,
happy.
bye.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you
Bye.
and bye. Bye.
Bye. Mm.